Okay, bros. We are here for your weekly NXT Fix, featuring the ever so popular Bro Ratings. Now, here's your host. Okay, bros! I'm your host, Jimmy the Gibson, and we are here for your weekly NXT Fix for the NXT following TakeOver War Games! Now, before we get started, let's take a quick pause for the cause and show you today's tasty beverage. Oh, baby! We got a big boy. We got the Goose Island IPA. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, we got an exploder. That does happen from time to time. I just was not hoping it was going to happen on the video. Well, I guess this is what happens when you buy cases of them for $10. Oh, nice. Now, we start NXT this week with the return of the NXT champion. That's right, Finn Balor, the Prince. And Balor comes to the ring, he says, team sports are over, and the champ is back on Wednesdays. Well, of course, someone was going to interrupt him, and it was none other than Pete Dunne. He comes out, basically says he wants a shot at Balor. He's going to put him in the hospital again. Kyle O'Reilly comes out and says, Pete, look, I need to face Balor again for this championship, not you. Get out of my way. Then Damian Priest comes out and he says, look, don't we want to see Priest versus Balor on the marquee? Of course, everyone does. Well, Balor starts walking away. The other three guys are talking in the ring. And they're like, wait, Balor, where are you going? He goes, it's not up for me to figure this one out. I'll be defending this title at New Year's Evil. This is William Regal's job. And then all of a sudden, the music plays, the lights go dim, smoke appears, and Scarlet Bordeaux comes out. Tick tock. And Finn Balor says, you know what? If you want to tell your boy to come find me, tell him Balor's ready. And walks away. Damian Priest then says, hey, Smoke Show. Hey, would you leave your man in the car? If Karrion Kross wants a fight, tell him to come here and face Priest man to man. We'll see what happens there. So I thought it was a pretty solid opening segment. Really sets up a lot of feuds. And you got 3 top title contenders in the ring there, along with the potential return of Karrion Kross. So we're going to give that opening segment a 7.5 on the Bro Ratings. Moving on, Killian, Dain, and Pete Dunne got in a little fight backstage, and was it just me, or did Dain call Pete Dunne a wanker? I don't know. Maybe we'll have to consult Blackpool on that one. Next contest, Jake Atlas versus Isiah. Swerve, Scott. And I'll tell you what, it was pretty quick. Had a shocking ending. But was great. Was great for both of them. It didn't make Swerve look bad by getting pinned by Jake Atlas as they were rolling around. And it made Jake Atlas look great. Swerve was obviously upset at the end of the match. But I enjoyed it. So we're going to give that one a 7.1 on the Bro Ratings. Backstage, we had Tommaso Ciampa calling out Cameron Grimes for later on tonight. Your next contest was tag team action with Everrise versus Imperium versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. And I'll tell you what, this match featuring STR was a solid triple threat tag team match between them. The storyline kept on from previous weeks, and neither one of these 3 teams looked bad. In fact, everybody thought Everrise was going to finally get the biggest win of their careers here until the Grizzled Young Veterans hit their move, got the 1, 2, 3. And look out for the Grizzled Young Veterans. They're going to climb the ranks in the tag team division. And my prediction is within the first 6 months of 2021, they're going to be NXT Tag Team Champions. So, with that being said, bros, this match is going to give us a 7.6 on the bro ratings. Moving on, we had the casualty of War Games, recapping all the crazy stuff that happened and all the people that got injured. We hear Candice LeRae broke her arm. Dakota Kai may have injured her neck on that eclipse over the chairs. And Bobby Fish, I mean, part of that table may have just like punctured his stomach. I mean, those three severely injured is what we're hearing. So, after that, we had a little interview backstage by Toni Storm and says, hey, I came here for the Women's Championship. Io Shirai comes out and says, Toni, I don't have a problem with you, but if you're looking for this championship, then we have a problem. And you know what? Actually, I don't like you. And Io attacks her. They brawl to the ring. Ember Moon comes out, knocks out Toni Storm, rolls her back in the ring. Io Shirai hits the signature moonsault. And what was pretty hilarious was Io Shirai instinctively went to hook the leg and try to cover her. But that was a segment there. Sets up something down the road between Io and Toni. Not bad. In-ring segment, we're going to give that one a 7.0 on the bro ratings. Moving on, our next contest was Cameron Grimes versus Tommaso Ciampa. Pretty good match between the two of them. Tommaso Ciampa hit the Willow's Bell DDT for the 1, 2, 3. Didn't make Cameron Grimes look bad because, he could lose every week and he's still going to be that arrogant, annoying, cocky, just overconfident heel. And you know what? He's delusional, so it works. But what was interesting is Thatcher came out, put a chair by the entrance ramp as if he was watching this match. And then out of nowhere, another guy runs in. Ciampa hits him with the Willow's Bell during the match. And we'll find out a little bit more about him later, but it turns out he's a new Performance Center signee. So a new guy joining NXT. But it was interesting. After the match, Ciampa's like, hey, Thatcher, your boy was trying to come out here and attack me? And Thatcher's like, look, I don't know anything about this. Are we going to see Ciampa and Thatcher team up down the road? I hope so. But what happened was Cameron Grimes comes out and he was upset. So he had some words for Thatcher. Again, kind of tying some things in here, but maybe starting some new storylines. So I like where that's going. This match, we're going to give that one a 7.7 on the bro ratings. Moving on, we have It's Grimes time! Old Cameron Grimes had to get some words in, didn't he? Well, Cameron Grimes was talking to Thatcher and he says, hey, I got something to say to you. You think you can come out here? Hey, Cameron Grimes is... when Thatcher twists his knee and knocks Cameron Grimes over. It's Grimes time! Okay, bros, we're going to take 1 minute here and talk about the figure you saw in the opening video. This is Finn Balor, and it is a Ringside exclusive. The importance of that is on WrestlingFigures.com, Ringside Collectibles website. It's the only way to get it. And these exclusives always sell out. They always go up in value. Fantastic stuff. Now, I love the Balor Club shirt. I love the jacket on this figure. And it's your basic black trunks, black kick pads, Finn Balor. Face scan looks fantastic. On the back, you see Balor Club, and we have it in this Ringside Defender Protector. I mean, this is good stuff. One of my favorite Balor figures until this new updated NXT Elite Finn Balor comes out. Really looking forward to that one. So, Ringside Collectibles, Finn Balor, the Prince. And we're back! Moving on to our NXT Fix. We're here because on Thursdays, we wear yellow. And yes, Pikachu counts because this shirt At least the graphic part is mostly yellow. NXT picks up with a little interview of Raquel Gonzalez backstage and says, you know what? I'm going to be the next #1 contender for the women's title, but tonight, I'm going to make Ember Moon pay. Which I believe is from injuring Dakota. So, we had a little Xia Li and Boa video package, and they're, I guess, still at this abandoned warehouse, and I am not a fan of this, but Wade Barrett puts it best when he said, are they in some sort of Shaolin training, or are they being tortured? Don't know what's going on there. Don't really care for it at the moment. Our next in-ring segment featured Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, and new person to this little stable here, in this group, Austin Theory. Well, we come out and Johnny is classic chicken shit heel Johnny. And every time someone says something, he's saying, that's the way. That's the way. That's the way. He's talking about the Johnny Gargano way. Talking about how he won his title back, how Candice is the greatest War Games general there's ever been. In fact, he got Candice a trophy. And he said he overnighted it, imported from Italy with a Shotzi Blackheart doll on top of it. It was absolutely hilarious. At one point in time, someone in the crowd was heckling him, and he says, I don't suck, man. Leave me alone. I mean, Johnny is on fire on the mic right now, and Austin Theory was really weird and quirky, but I guess that's what they're going with. Indy Hartwell looks ridiculous with the neck brace, and you saw Candice LeRae probably legitimately did break her arm. She had a little air cast on there. So then Damian Priest comes out, and as soon as I saw that happen, I was like, man, they got to stop this. I'm done with Priest and Johnny. Priest was out there talking to Balor. He should be challenging for the NXT title. He's a big-time guy now. And sure enough, he gets attacked by Karrion Kross, returning. And I was going nuts because this is a big return. That's what NXT needs. Karrion Kross back in action here. Then, after he attacks Priest, he power bombs him through some part of the entrance stage. Walks to the back. There's a car waiting for him outside. In the passenger seat is Scarlett Bordeaux. He looks at her. She smiles. He gets in the car and just speeds away. Perfect reintroduction to NXT. Karrion Kross. Watch out for him. We're going to give that whole segment, because it was in ring, we're going to give that one a 8.0 on the Bro ratings. Big time segment there. Really liked what they did there. We had a little interview backstage. That new guy that came out to attack Tommaso Ciampa, turns out his name is Tyler Rust. And Mackenzie Mitchell's about to interview him, but Malcolm Bivens, the manager, comes in and says, hey, I gave you my business card last week. Come here. Let's talk. And we're going to see what happens. I like this. A new signee to the Performance Center being instantly introduced to NXT. See where this goes. Then your next match was Pete Dunne versus Killian Dain. Fantastic match between the two. Really had that NXT UK style. And at the end, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch come out looking for some sort of shenanigans. But Drake Maverick out of nowhere chases him away with a chair. Was hilarious. And he's like standing on the entrance ramp like, yay, I did it. I chased him away. But they came right back and attacked him. Was fantastic there. Killian Dain was trying to, fend them off and gets back in the ring. Pete Dunne kicks him, hits the bitter end for the 1-2-3. Pete Dunne is your winner. We're going to give this match a 7.9 on the Bro ratings. I like how it sets up Drake versus Killian challenging Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch for the tag titles at some point in time. Next up, we had Leon Ruff interviewed backstage and says, hey, look, it was supposed to be Ruff and Priest versus Gargano and Theory next week in tag team action, but Priest, I don't know if he's going to make it. Gargano and Theory come out and they said, well, looks like you're going to have to challenge us by yourself. turning around the corner, Kushida says, you know what, Ruff, I'll be your partner. Kushida's stepping in this match. Really like where they're going there. If we get to Kushida versus Gargano for the North American title, that'd be fantastic, bros. Up next, we have your main event of the evening, Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon. Raquel comes out, shows off her shoulders and back muscles. She is a monster of this NXT women's division. Ember Moon comes out, and this was a fantastic, hard-hitting, action-packed, fast-paced match. Was everything you'd want in your NXT main event. And once again, it's the women's division that is absolutely killing it here. NXT delivers, but in the end, it was Raquel Gonzalez that hit the one-arm powerbomb for the 1-2-3, picks up the win over Ember Moon, and coming out, of course, Toni Storm, looking to get after Ember Moon and beat her down. But Rhea Ripley comes out, makes the save, and just Toni Storm walks away, and then Rhea and Raquel stare each other down, and then Raquel slowly leaves the ring. So if we get Rhea versus Raquel, Rhea versus Toni, Toni versus Ember, we're all in for a treat right there. With that being said, this match is going to get a 8.4 on the Bro rating. So that means that is your match of the night. Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon. We had 8 matches or in-ring segments, giving us an average Bro rating of 7.65. So, next week, your predictions. We only have one match confirmed. It will be Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory versus Leon Ruff and Kushida. And your winners will be Leon Ruff and Kushida to set up something further. And then you have singles matches, Ruff versus Theory, Kushida challenging Gargano. Good stuff all around there. Now, bros, if you haven't seen my predictions from the TakeOver War Games video, I made some predictions for New Year's Evil. And some of them will still stand true. Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross. In 2 weeks, they do Kross versus Priest, and they do Balor versus Dunne. Or Balor, Dunne, and O'Reilly. How can you beat that? Then, you got Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez. But in 2 weeks, you can do Io Shirai versus Toni Storm, and Raquel Gonzalez versus Rhea Ripley. Fantastic stuff right there. I had originally said Dexter Lumis versus Gargano, but it might be Kushida versus Gargano now. I'm okay with that. Also originally said Roddy Strong and Bobby Fish versus Oni and Danny. Maybe that's going to be Killian and Drake versus Oni and Danny. The Cruiserweight Championship picture still could be anybody. And I really think we're going to see some sort of match between Pat McAfee and Adam Cole Bay. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm your host, Jimmy the Gibson. We'll see you next time. Please like, share, subscribe, comment below. We'll see you later, bros. Okay, bros. NXT is on fire going into the new year.